Let's take a look at the euro dollar for the upcoming September 2nd session. Looking at the daily chart, we really want to first focus on the fact that we're still within this channel, this reducing channel, this narrowing channel that we have here on the daily chart. We have not come across any significant daily support or resistance levels. Now let's take that down to an hourly chart and look at that. And we have quite a few lines that are here. This is the daily significant trend line here that's on the bottom. What we want to take a look at is where we are right now. And you can see that we've moved down below these levels. We'll drop the line right on here. We've moved down just right to these levels. We've been just below them. So we're playing with a significant support and resistance level. The other thing that we want to notice is that the MACD definitely taken on a bearish tone. You can see it's in a downward motion here. What does that mean for the upcoming London session? Let's take a look down at the 30-minute chart for the upcoming London session. And you can see that we have this low that's right down here and this group of highs. These are going to be very important levels for the upcoming sessions. Closes above these on a 30-minute level. Above this level here, we'd be looking for a buy to come back at least maybe and retrace into this trend line that we've broken. The other thing that we want to keep our eye on is a sell below these levels right here, below the lows. Because if we close below that on the 30-minute chart, we're going to be looking for continued movement to the downside. Now, the nice thing about the price action that we see right now is there's some clear, distinct highs and lows after a rally. So anything, again, with a close above this level, we'd be looking for a buy, targeting price to move up to this trend line to retest previous support as resistance. And as we close below this level here, we'd be looking to close below this major support level that we've seen here on the 60-minute chart, and a close below this on the 60-minute, and a close below this low on a 30-minute level would be giving us the idea that price is going to continue on to the downside. Now, a couple things to reflect upon last night. You can see that we did get this close below this line right here during the Asian market, and it did not give any follow through. Here was the close below. And let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick as a refresher from last night. That little candle closed just below, and price only dropped 12 or 15 pips. And that was during the Asian session. Really, and I know some people disagree with that, but during the Asian session in these type of choppy markets, when you're up, 8, 9, 10, 11 pips, you should be taking a chunk of your change off the table. And then price actually ended up coming up here. It would have stopped you out. And then it actually closed above this trend line that we were looking for. And you can see as it did, it spiked up. And when it did that, you can see it was another situation where there was maybe 8, 9, 10, 11 pips to give before we then pulled back again. And so a lot of people have a hard time with that, taking just those little bit amount of pips. But in this type of market, again, if you look at the average range of these candles where they're very, very small, you have to fund this trade to see if you're going to catch that explosion like we're talking about. The other thing that you want to keep in mind is that price did not follow through. Remember we talked about we want to see price follow through when it broke those levels yesterday, and we did not. The other thing that it did give you is we had a trend line that moved. It then closed below that, and once it did on the 30-minute chart, we had that continued follow through. It fell to this level like we talked about the trend line. Remember we talked about taking profit at these trend lines? And then it came all the way back. Not a reason to get stopped out. You still keep your stop far back here because you take enough of your trade off the table so that it's positive. And then it fell through harder. So this is a good lesson, I think, that we wanted to point out, where if you're taking your profit, you might get a couple stop outs, but you have to take it in respect to recent price action. You can see very, very small candles across the board. So when we take profit on a smaller scale, again, larger chunks for smaller amounts of pips, we're actually listening to the market. And listening to the market in the upcoming session is definitely going to tell us to be watching for closes on the 30-minute chart above this level and closes below the 30-minute chart on this level. That'll be a wrap for the euro dollar for the upcoming September 2nd session.